Now, as far as feel, I did have this made for my commander, my Dan Wesson Guardian, and I do always keep it loaded, so I'll go ahead and take him out right now. I'm going to go ahead and show that it is clear. I'm not sure if I can quite get that in the frame of the camera, but it is indeed clear. Nothing in the chamber, and nothing in the magazine well. And my lovely little Dan Wesson Guardian. It's a lovely bobtail, 4 1/4, 9mm is what I chose to get instead of the other offering. My wife has a 9mm EMP, so I decided to go with one to keep the same type of ammunition, keep costs down since we already had a couple thousand rounds as it was. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and cock the hammer back and put the safety on, as that's how it's going to be carried, since I will carry it as condition 1. And we're going to go ahead and just slide her on in. And he did say it was going to be fairly tight, so I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't just drop on in as you're expecting from maybe a nylon or one of the Blackhawk holsters that are all plastic. So I'm just going to give it a bit of force and see how much it does take. Not much. And there we are, bottomed out. Just need a little bit more squeeze, make sure it's all tightly in there. And it is indeed dead ending. You can see it very slightly there where it's kind of poking through the end, and showing that it is dead ending into it. Has the indention, boning I think is what it's called. I could be wrong there, so I apologize if I am mistaken. And of course, tight against the trigger guard, you can definitely feel it inside, and the indent to keep retention. It does have a good, nice look to it, nice feel. Looking at the back, what's going to be against the body and against the skin, you can definitely see how it's covering all the right parts. It's not covering the very back of the beaver tail and the hammer. Don't know if that's going to be a concern or not. Have not actually worn it yet, as I quite literally just pulled it out of the package about 10 minutes ago, just before I set up the camera to do this. And of course you have full range to go in and grab your sidearm, and then of course pull them straight out, so there's not getting any interference with the handle. I do very much like that aspect of it. And just looks quite beautiful, actually. The dark finish of the gun, the dark wood of the grips going with the mahogany, and the black contouring and coloring of the holsters. Very, very nice combination, very attractive. It's kind of what I was going for. Originally I was concerned about being stealth, or if you did have a shirt that rode up and I did see part of the leather, you know, would it be a big concern, be a big flag saying, oh, there's something too bright under there, and it's definitely a holster or something like that. John did rightly point out to me where if they're seeing up the holster, they may question what exactly it is, but if it rides high enough where you actually see the handle of a gun, they don't care about the holster anymore. So that's a very good point. Didn't make a difference, so I decided to get the color that I wanted to, which was a nice two-tone mahogany black, because I knew it would go really, really well with my Dan Wesson Guardian. And I'm just going to go ahead and just have some good retention there. And of course it's not on my body, so I'm not able to put a whole lot of force. And it's really tight in there. Of course I've not put it on yet, and having a belt will definitely keep the holster in place while I do actually pull the weapon, and not having a very good grip on it just with my hand in general is showing why it's holding in there as tight as it is. But overall, a very, very nice piece of work, and I'll go ahead and put it on here in a moment to show how it does look on. And overall, I'm quite pleased with it. The fit and the overall feel of it, the look, exactly what I was hoping for. And as far as John and his holsters, I'm not going to go ahead and tell you what I paid, just in case he does wish to change his pricing or what have you. On his site, I do believe it is listed as anywhere between $50 and $85, if I'm not mistaken, for his general holsters, depending if you want inside, outside, and he will of course give you a specific price depending on what you want. Mine was a bit more since I did want the inside the waistband, which of course needs more material, and I did want the two-tone and the ribbing, the reinforcement at the top, So it did add a little bit more time and of course more material, which are what actually goes into the product's costs. I had asked him before about doing a different backing. I was kind of toying with the idea of doing either a different leather on the back or even like a fur or suede, something like that, just to have a different feel to it. And he said he'd be more than happy to do so, but of course it's going to add more to the cost. And being my first inside the waistband holster, I went ahead and got something that he recommended as far as never having a complaint about, instead of just going balls to the wall, if you will, and getting every single little bell and whistle that may not be necessary. But I probably will get one anyways with either a suede or a fur backing, just because, well, just because. Just one quick look at the stitching. Everything does look very, very nicely done, very uniform, feels nice and solid. Giving a good pull. No separation, no creaking, no bad feel at all. I'm quite pleased with the way it's turned out, the way it looks. I'm sure it's going to feel great. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. And we're going to go ahead and make the second part after I go ahead and fit this to my belt and to my person. And we'll see what happens there.